Good morning and welcome to Morning Caffeine with John Pedano. I'm Daniel Blaylock, President of North American Field Sales, and I'm here today with Randy McCreary, the National Field Sales Specialist and Recruiting Specialist. And we're going to talk a little bit about growing our offices and what we can do to sell more Kirby's. We're going to get a clinic from the world famous John Pedano. But we never want to have a Kirby meeting without referencing Kirby Life. And you'll have an opportunity to win one of these beautiful coffee mugs in honor of Morning Caffeine with the Pedano. Randy, you have any advice for anyone watching that could maybe some tips on how to be better at personal recruiting or how they could recruit their friends and family into the Kirby business?
Well, I know we've been promoting Kirby Life now for a long time over the past year in workshops and all through 2020. Now in 2021, it's the greatest opportunity to be able to take advantage of that and share it with whether it be family, friends, relatives, or just acquaintances you meet in the field. Because we know that Kirby Life people are our best dealers. Out of the top 50 distributors, almost half of them came from Kirby Life recruits. So by doing it, you're going to be able to grow your organization almost organically by getting strong, positive dealers in. My son was a Kirby Life recruit. I know, Dan, you were a Kirby Life recruit. You brought your father in. I brought many Kirby Life recruit people in. It's just the best way to grow your business.
Yeah, I agree. And if you don't already know the Kirby Life recruiting program, if you recruit someone into Kirby when they get their first sale, your distributor gives you $100 on their icebreaker. When they get their 6th sale, you receive a free Kirby. And when they make their 12th sale, you receive the Gold K pin. In addition to the factory distributors, they benefit, right, by receiving bonus points to winning the current campaign, the trip to Rome, KCEC, right?
I was also going to say we also give away a 12-pack or 12 Kirby's every month for distributors that send into marketing at Kirby.com a picture of that dealer who sold 6, earning their free Kirby, puts you into a drawing to win 12 free Kirby's every month. And how awesome would that be to just increase your inventory by sharing that opportunity with people that you meet daily in the field?
Right. And obviously the biggest benefit's not just the cash and the free Kirby's or winning the trip to Rome or the distributors having the opportunity to monthly win 12 free Kirby's. But it's the growth that we're seeing in the offices that really buy into the Kirby Life Rewards program. Needless to say, that's not what we're here necessarily to talk about. We have a real treat in store for everyone. At this time, we will turn it over to John Pedano for Morning Caffeine with Pedano.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, I just want to remind everybody, make sure you wear your mask, follow the CDC guidelines, wear your mask, wash your hands, and maintain social distancing when at all possible. But for right now, I'm in the room by myself, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this. But hey, look, at one thing I know about selling Kirby's is you've got to be excited when you're showing that machine. The fact of the matter is, if you're not excited, you certainly can't expect your customers to get excited about the machine. You know what? It's all part of having the right attitude, right? You got to believe you're going to sell it when you go into the home. And the more you learn in Kirby, the more you earn and the more confidence you're going to have when you go into that house. So I want to talk a little bit today about how to pull dirt. And look at one thing I know for a fact is nothing sells Kirby's like pulling 100 dirt pads. But you can't bore the customer, right? If the customer gets bored, there's no sale. We don't want them sleeping on the couch, right? So it's your excitement. Now, I know I can already hear you, but John, what if I don't feel excited today? Well, the first thing I tell you is, since when does success care about how you feel? It doesn't. Look, you've got to be able to perform and get the job done, whether you feel great that day or when you're not feeling so great that day. So what can we do to help create excitement in that house? I'll tell you one thing we could do is we can wear a smile on our face. I learned a long time ago as a young Kirby dealer from an old pro that told me, John, all you got to do is talk and smile at the same time, and you can sell a lot of these machines. I thought it sounded a little too simple and a little too easy until I found out he was right. See, when you smile, guess who else is smiling? That customer smiling. If that customer's smiling, things are definitely going in the right direction, right? So wear that smile on your face. It helps make you feel better, helps create that excitement. talk a little louder than you normally do. You don't have to shout, but I don't think you can hold someone's attention for a Kirby presentation by talking to them like this, right? You're going to bore them to death talking in a monotone. So raise the volume level of your voice and have a little bit of excitement in your voice as you go along. Make eye contact with that customer. When you're looking them in the eye, they know that you believe what you're telling them and they feel that you're being honest with them, right? See, if you're not looking them in the eye, they don't know whether you really believe what you're saying or whether they should trust you. So look them in the eye, smile, talk a little louder, and then while you're doing the presentation, move quick. Don't skip anything. Don't shortcut the demo, but just keep that demo moving so it keeps that customer involved and they want to watch. You know, I don't know, maybe we've gotten away with it in a lot of cases, but we never called it a demo back in the day. It was always called a show. So when that Kirby man showed up at the door, it was lights, cameras, action. Hi, how you doing today? My name's John. I'm the Kirby man. I'm here to show you the Kirby and shampoo that carpet for you. And you know, when you get in that house and you let them know what you're there to do, that you're going to show it to them and shampoo that carpet for them, it just kind of puts that customer at ease. But let me get back to what I wanted to talk about today, and that was excitement, right? See, I don't know what you have to get excited about. Some of you might be able to get excited about a pro club. Some of you might be able to get excited about a contest you could win. But whatever it is you're excited about while you're in that home, you got to let that customer know. And I don't know, I'm just going to use an example. The first thing I would tell you is this, though. Never tell the customer about a contest unless it's real. It has to be true. It has to be real. We don't have to do anything underhanded to sell a whole bunch of Kirby's. So when you have a real contest and you were excited about it, when would you tell that customer about that contest? Would you wait until the end when the presentation was over? Or if you were really, truly excited about winning, wouldn't you tell them as soon as you walked in the door? Of course you would. And look at, as you're setting up, get that machine set up and then just kind of throw it out there. And for an example, I'm going to use that it's a 4-day, 3-night vacation to Lake of the Ozark Mountains in the Ozarks, right? That's where they would be. But anyways, I'm going to say it's a 3-day, 2-night trip to Lake of the Ozarks up in the mountains in whatever those mountains are. And they're very beautiful because I've been there. But anyways, I would just say, hey, look, John and Mary, I know one thing. If you see something you like or need today, I've got a chance to win myself a trip to the Lake of the Ozarks. It's 3 days, 2 nights, all expenses paid. The company's going to get me there, get me home, put me in a beautiful hotel, wine and dine me for 3 days, 2 nights. So I know one thing. You're not getting a Kirby from me today just so I can go on vacation, are you? And when they say no, you say, why not? Just kidding. Hey, folks, I know one thing. The only way you'd even consider helping me out is, first of all, you got to like the Kirby and everything I show you today. And then I got to do something to help you out. Does that sound fair enough? And that's really the key. Hey, John and Mary, I know you're definitely not getting a Kirby from me today just so I can go on vacation, right? The only way you'd even consider helping me out is, first, you got to like the Kirby and everything I show you. And then I have to do something special to help you out. Does that sound fair enough? And look, I know the Kirby's set up in the upright. This is not how I start my presentation by any stretch of the imagination. I do what's called a factory presentation, starting with the power plant and working my way through. But for my purposes today, I wanted to go ahead and have the upright set up because we know when people buy the Kirby, 95% of the time, this is what they really are buying. This is what they're going to use. So this is what I'm going to show you today a little bit. Now, how do you stay excited while pulling dirt, right? First of all the dirt pads are important. We want you to pull 100, but there's a few dirt pads that are a little more important than the regular pads. And to me, the most important one has always been that first dirt pad. And there's several things you got to do with that first dirt pad. And again, for presentation purposes, I got it in the upright. My first dirt pad would come with the hose and the attachments. But let me just go ahead because I want to show you a couple quick little pointers on that first dirt pad. Number one, I want a big, thick, juicy pad. So I'm going to load this baby up with dirt. Number two, on that first pad, I'm going to take this whole meter off because now only one person can see what's on this pad, and that's me. So I got from here to where my customer is sitting to build it up, right? Look, would you like to sell a lot of Kirby's? I know we have a beautiful, pretty, shiny machine that does a million things, but my experience has always been, we got to learn how to sell dirt, right? Because that's what people don't want in their home. So the first thing, get a nice, big, thick, juicy pad. Number one. Number two, take that whole meter off. Number three, I'm going to react to that dirt. I don't know if you can see, but if you're looking at the pad and then you're looking at your customer, you're really sending a message without saying a word, right? And then the last thing is when I do show it to them, I'm going to be right next to them. And again, not to put the dirt in their face, but when they see it closer to them, it's going to bother them more, right? So my first pad was the same every single time. And let me just say this. Like, I've been in a lot of homes in my life, and some homes were dirtier than others, right? Some homes you go in, lower the height down, that thing just fills with dirt. Looks like an explosion happened, right? Some homes you go in, till you lower it down, it doesn't really fill up that quick, or you don't even get what you would consider a lot of dirt compared to that last customer. Look, my reaction to that dirt is the same every time, because the cleaner the rug is, the more that person cleans and the more the dirt's going to bother them, because they really care and are working at having a clean home, right? So anyways, the first pad, and I'm just going to pull my first pad. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh my Lord, John and Mary, this is what the Kirby's all about. This is what we've been all about for the last 106 years. And this is why we're one of the last cleaner companies that still goes into people's homes. Oh my Lord, I can't believe this, because we are the ones, oh my goodness, that get the dirt out. This is the dirt that wears your upholstery away. This is why you reupholster and buy new furnishings. More importantly than that, John and Mary, this is how the Kirby can save you money, right? By keeping this out, it's easy to see the upholstery is going to look nicer, last longer. So I just want you to know, again, if you do see something you like, I'm really going to make it worth your while. Fair enough? Now, when we're pulling dirt, let me give you a few more pointers. Never, ever, ever let any two pads touch. Spread those out. Otherwise, if we stack 100 pads, how many does the customer see? One. And the whole point, right? The whole reason we're pulling those 100 pads is to make the close easier, right? When there's 100 pads between you and that customer, and on one of the later Caffeine with Pedano Live, we're going to have a display of how your demo should look at the end, right? But make sure no two pads touch. Make sure that you spread that dirt out. And the last thing I'll tell you today is learn your sales clinchers. Because without sales clinchers, let me tell you, your demo is going to get pretty boring. Because by the time you get to the 50th pad, imagine seeing this 100 times. It's dirt. Yep. Got some dirt. Yep. Right. Huh. And then our big move, it's more dirt. Boring. See, when you know a lot of sales clinchers, you sound like a professional salesperson. You sound like you know what you're talking about. You sound like an expert. So go on that Kirby app, the dealer app, Kirby Independent Dealer app, download it and get a hold of those 99 sales clinchers and start learning them. And I mean, memorize them. See, when do you know the sales clinchers? When you're using it in a house. And as you're pulling dirt, imagine the difference you could make if with every 5 pads you had something intelligent to say, like, my goodness, John and Mary, the only reason to vacuum is to get the dirt out, right or wrong. Hey, keep in mind, if you see something you like or need, I'm definitely going to make it worth your while. Oh my goodness, John and Mary, using a vacuum that doesn't clean is a lot like walking around in circles. When you're all done, you're in the same place, only more tired. And gosh, isn't that a frustrating feeling? My gosh, John, you wouldn't mow the lawn if the lawnmower didn't cut the grass, would you? And you certainly wouldn't shave your beard with a dull razor, probably bleed to death on the way to work. Then I know you don't want your wife vacuuming with a vacuum cleaner that doesn't clean, do you? Hey, keep in mind, because of my contest, I'll definitely do something special for you. Oh, my Lord, and I could go on and on and on and on. And my message to you today is grab those 99 sales clinchers. There are 99 reasons why somebody should buy the Kirby from you today. The more reasons you can give them during the demo to buy the Kirby, the easier it's going to be for them to make that big decision at the end to buy it when you're done. The last thing I want to remind you is before you leave that house, make sure that you disinfect the area that you worked in and everything you touched. And to give you a little quick example, I'm going to go ahead and do a Kirby. Let me do this quick Kirby disinfectant service for you. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to disinfect this chair for you. Here we go. Okay, and again, a little bit goes a long way. We are positive. I'm going to turn it back over to Dan and Randy.
Thanks, John. That was fantastic. I like the disinfectant of the chair. That was great. I've never seen it done with a nozzle on. That was positive, but good. We've got to learn our sales clinchers. I can tell you I never sold my first month of 15 until I started learning my sales clinchers. Hopefully you guys watch this and get a chance to rewatch it on the Kirby Independent Dealer app. And so you too can sell your months of 15 and win the 100% club, the pro club, wherever the KDA club is to next. I know John talked about going into
It's in the mountains.
In the mountains, right? And I've been to the Ozarks. I haven't had the opportunity to see the Ozarks in the mountains, but I'm sure it's fabulous as well, right, Randy?
I'm sure they were pretty if they were there.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, I was with the Central States Division, Ron Earl.
Okay,
Yeah, beautiful place.
In the mountains.
Yeah, there was a big lake. I don't know if there was mountain. Yeah, I guess whatever John said. Sure.
Yeah. Well, if John said it, you know it's true, folks. Hey, if you're watching, you may have noticed that Randy and I are drinking out of these beautiful Kirby Life coffee mugs. In fact, if you taste your coffee,
Tastes so much better.
it really does. And I think it's simply because the Kirby Life coffee mug just keeps your coffee warmer longer and it's more healthy for you, right? So everybody that brings in a Kirby Life recruit this week and you report it to your divisional supervisor and then he'll turn that into Randy, we would like to ship everybody that can personally recruit one person to orientation. We're going to give you a Kirby Life coffee mug for your efforts. So everybody recruit somebody today, get them in orientation tomorrow. Let your supervisor know, and you too can experience the wonderful taste of Morning Caffeine with Pedano out of your very own Kirby Life coffee mug. Randy, any closing remarks?
I just think that what you just saw there was an excellent example of what your dealers should be doing in homes, and take advantage of the opportunity to watch and rewatch this over and over and over again. Learn how to pull dirt, be excited, and we are positive.
We are positive.